So, very good evening. We are here at DeLand Municipal Airport, and we are going to do a flight today just to do a quick review on the flight simulator, sorry, on the Xplane compared, if you will, with flight simulator. From outside, as you can see, we are going to fly today this beautiful Cessna 172 Skyhawk SP, which is the one of the latest versions. Still with a six-pack. I'm not a big fan of the G1000. Neither I do how to mess with it properly, so I'll stick with my six-pack. And let's pretend we have done all the inspections, all the things we have to check in a pre-flight, and we are ready pretty much to go. So today the idea, just for us to see some features of the Xplane, we are departing here from DeLand and flying north to the North area around Lake Crescent, and then we come back. Okay, that's the idea. Maybe we'll stop in person. Let's see how it's drawn, whatever, in the Xplane, because it's different definitely from the Microsoft Flight Simulator, and I want to see how accurate it is, and you're gonna see with me. So for you guys to understand where we are exactly, I'm coming here to the SkyVector website where we can see the VFR sectional chart, which is the VFR chart for the US. And here we are at this place here called DeLand Taylor Municipal Airport. And our automated weather observation system is 119.575. So that's what we are going to use to get the weather once we are on board our Cessna 172. So first things first, let's get the master on and battery on. 119.575. So let me see, how do I put this here? Alright, that's this volume. Yeah, we're gonna learn this together. Okay. You see, I don't even know how to do this. It's too complicated for us to even get the weather. I saw my friend actually who encouraged me to get to Xplane and to try it was André Toledo, and well, I don't know how to get rid of this again. Okay, I have to come here. Yeah, I don't know how to make the radios work. That's a good start, huh? Menu, no, it's not menu. Man, how do I do this thing? What says com push? Now I think I get it. So 119.575, that's what we said. And how do I get the other side of it? Okay, 975. No, 575. 575. There we go. Let's see if it works. Transfers would be this one?
DeLand Muni weather.
Yes, it works.
Wind 020 at 10, visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 4,000 few, 25,000 few, temperature 21, dew point 9. Altimeter 3015.
Alright, so we got it. This is the, it's funny, it's showing only once. I thought it would show twice, but anyways. So, we have 315 here. Let me just close this one. So we have, I can do it here, right? Okay. So 3015 is the altimeter. It's hard to see here. Honestly, I can see a thing. 3015. 5, pretty much here in the middle, but yeah. So it makes sense, almost 100 feet for the land. And something else that we need is temperature to 1, good. And the wind 0 to 0 with 10 knots. So we have pretty much runway 05, it will be the active. And 10 knots wind, it's a very fair wind. So we're going to be practicing with 30 degrees. So we're going to be probably having around 6 to 7 crosswind component. So we're gonna have a bit of crosswind today on the takeoff from the left. All right, let's turn it on. Let's get the engines on. All right, so here I'll just put the avionics off to protect them during the start. We put the mixer full reach. Mixer full reach is set. We mess a bit with the throttle a bit inside, and put just a bit of fuel there. This is fuel injection. I don't know even if I have to do it. Anyways, and put the beacon on and clear prop. Oh, that was easier than in the rear aircraft. The rear aircraft is not that easy at all. So okay, now we can get our avionics back on, and we are ready to go. I put sounds down because it was very hard to hear anything in the beginning. And if we just come back here to our chart, we can see that from the land to Lake Tiston, where is the North Praxi area, as you can see here, high volume of flight training surface to 4,000 feet. We go pretty much north, okay? So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take off here from runway 05, turn left, and leave the pattern going to the north. So 050, yeah, let me just check here. This is a good way of doing it. 0 is going to be north. North's not going to get us there. So you're going to have to go somewhere like 310. Okay, heading 310 after we take off, alright? So let's go back there and let's start our flight. So just to start with, one thing that is very weird with this flight simulator, with this Xplane, is the braking when you do the turns. So here, just testing my brakes, they're working. Right side is clear, left side is clear. Let's take left. And we keep 1,000 RPM, which is a good amount of RPMs for our taxi. Just put some lights on here, taxi lights on. I don't find this very practical. You should just, you know, touch it and it will be back. Here you have to decide what sides you're going, even though you have only 2 options. It's not very smart. But the graphics of the airport definitely are much better. Eventually you can do a video of DeLand in a flight simulator, and I'm not gonna be fighting the aircraft so much because I'm more used to it. But when it comes to the scenery, you're gonna see that the flight simulator is not even as close to this. Of course, now the flight simulator 2020 is coming, so this is gonna be our chance to compare it properly, right? Because the flight simulator it's about 14 years old already. So here we have to do our run up. To be honest, we are with the wind a bit from the tail, so this is not ideal. So what I'm gonna do is, like, I'm gonna turn here. I'm gonna go here to the run up area that we have, and this is very accurate to the real one. In DeLand we also have this run up area, and I'm gonna turn the aircraft into the wind. 020, well, okay, this is exactly into the wind. Remember 020 with 10 knots, so it's pretty decent wind. And now we're gonna try to do our run up. Let's see if I remember the steps. But first of all, I'm gonna put my power to 1000. Let's see here, we don't have carb heat. Yeah, it's because this is fuel injected, of course. So let's test the magnetos. So we put here to 1700. So we take left, drop off 100 feet, that's correct. And now right magneto, another 100 feet, drop in the RPM. Now back to both, good, this is working. And now I put full back to idle. The engine doesn't quit, it sounds good. And now full power. All the gauges are on the green. The amperage is 0, which is, I was supposed to have it a bit more than 0, but anyways. Temperature and pressure of the oil are good. And the vacuum, where is the vacuum? I can see. Here, the vacuum here is good too. I'm more used to fly the Cessna 152. It's not exactly the same, but it's pretty accurate. So here, the frequency we should be now is 123075, which is the common frequency of DeLand. All right. So we're gonna put 1230. I just forgot already. 123075. All right. So I'm gonna put this one here.
DeLand Muni
and
weather.
Change.
Wind 020 at 10. Visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 4000 few, 25,000 few. Temperature 21, dew point 9. Altimeter 3015. DeLand Muni weather. Wind 020 at 10. Visibility more than 10. Sky conditions 4000 few, 25,000 few. Temperature 21, dew point 9. Altimeter 3015.
So okay, now we are using the right frequency for DeLand. We can leave this frequency the whole flight, there's no problem. We're just gonna get the weather before we come back. And I'm gonna text us to the other side so we can see the final if there is no one coming. And of course there is no one coming because this is a simulator, right? Although they have traffic here, yeah. But anyways, let's turn here. This I find very weird, the way the simulator, the Xplane, moves the aircraft sometimes in the ground. It's not really natural. You don't have as much control as you have with the push pedals and everything. So okay, we look to the final, there's no one in final. We just ask for advice, so DeLand traffic, Skyhawk 172 SP, Sierra Papa. Request traffic advisory, nobody says nothing, so runway 05 is going to be used. And we report our position from here. And DeLand traffic, Skyhawk 172, Sierra Papa. Lining up runway 05, takeoff, departing the traffic to the north. And the windsock's pretty dead. It's pretty dead there. I don't think this is 10 knots at all. So DeLand traffic, Skyhawk 172 Sierra Papa on the roll runway 05. It has a push stance to the left, which is pretty accurate. We have the P factor and all this stuff, torque. And you can see it's very powerful. We're already at 80 knots, you see? So I have to pull up so to bring us back to the 70 knots, which is pretty much our target speed for climbing with the Cessna 172. We are already at 500 feet here. We can turn left to our left crosswind. DeLand traffic, Skyhawk 172 Sierra Papa, left crosswind, runway 05, DeLand. And now we're gonna pretty much stay on this heading from now on, because this is the heading that's gonna take us to the lakes we want to go. DeLand traffic, Skyhawk 172 Sierra Papa, leaving traffic pattern from the crosswind to the north. Okay, this is our last report to DeLand. And now we just keep hearing them if someone's gonna show up or not in DeLand, which I think is not gonna happen. So now I'm climbing out. We can see some features of the terrain. We are using actually the real weather now. So as you can see from up here, the airport is pretty well done, but the rest is okay. I mean, the trees are not, they don't have as much volume as the trees in Flight Simulator, but this color of the air, it's pretty fine. It's really good. Looks pretty decent, honestly. Now passing 2,000 feet. We're keeping a speed of about 80 knots here, which is good because we have enough power to climb at this speed. We still have 1,000 feet per minute climb, which is pretty good for a Cessna. And the good thing of having this much speed is that your engine is kept cool, you know. So speaking of it, we can reduce a bit of the power here to 2,300 RPM. This is still gonna give us a good amount of power. Some views from outside. See it. Staying pretty okay here. Let's see. So this is our beautiful Cessna 172, runway 12 who's behind us. It's landing down there. Here, very close to the landing, we have an airport called Bob, and it's here down just below us. Oh, to be honest, in the real life, we don't have much things at Bobby, and this is pretty accurate. You couldn't even land there. I think the running is not well maintained. There's another airport it shows in the Flight Simulator X, which I never saw in the real life, so I don't think that's really true. We don't really have that. Now you see it's turning by itself. I don't like this, and the Xplane, it's really weird the way the aircraft behaves sometimes. This is just behind the airplane here. It's reserve, kind of reserve, and we have the MOA down there. So that lake, that big lake there, it's called Lake George, and there's an MOA. It's a military operating area there, so we cannot fly in that. You can fly it, but I mean, you can see even here in YouTube a lot of examples of people who are flying MOAs and got close calls with the military. So I would stay out of it. We're getting close to our ceiling, so I'm just gonna reduce our climb here. I don't think we're almost 4,500. It's a pretty high. I don't want to go that high today, so I'm just gonna go down to 3,500. Or we're gonna get IMC, and we're flying VFR, so we cannot get IMC, right? Our GPS is showing Daytona to our left, and since we were turning during our outside view, I'm gonna turn back here to the heading that we were talking about, which is 310. So now we can see Lake Crescent already, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I think I'm getting it right. Let's check on our chart. So this is Lake George and Lake Crescent. Guano, yeah. So here's Lake Guano. Lake Guano, sorry. Lake Guano is here on the left. There's this big lake here on the left. This is VFR flight. You have to figure out what you're seeing out of the windows. Here is the Lake George, and we want to go to Lake Crescent, so we have to turn a bit to the right, and there it is, Lake Crescent. A lake that we're gonna see also very close to this point is Lake Diaz and Lake Distant. Lake Diaz must be to our right, somewhere in our right, but I can see from here. It's sometimes hard to figure out the lakes here in the Xplane. In the flight simulator, it's much easier to spot the lakes, definitely. I'll put here 2100 RPM, and let's go from there. But you see, the textures are really realistic. This I always loved about Xplane, although I didn't fly much myself, but this sunlight is really accurate. It's really nice. And look at this. You can see the shadow of the clouds in the ground. This is something you don't really have in flight simulator. Like people say, it's unfair, it's comparable. It has this turning tendency. Keeps turning by itself if I don't correct it. So I see right now, it's pretty hard to figure out the lakes down there. For me, it all looks the same. We have a layer of clouds too. The only thing I know is that Lake George is to my left, which is a good start. Alright, I can see Lake Crescent already, and Lake Distant must be somewhere in front of us. It's getting a bit more clear now. Yeah, the crescent is really good reference. We can see it perfectly. But like this, no sign of it. And Lake Distant the same. Actually, the North Pretzi area is on Lake Diaz. On Lake Distant. It's exactly over Lake Distant, but we don't see it. Like I said, as you can see here in the chart, this is Lake Distant, right? We are somewhere flying. This is Lake Crescent that we are seeing, and we are flying somewhere this way. We can see barbs here. Maybe we can see barbs in the no, it doesn't show. It doesn't show barbs in the GPS. Yeah, this is a good feature, you know. So that nowadays it's very easy to know where you are because you can always look here in the GPS. But in the airplanes I learned to find there was no GPS whatsoever, so we had to figure out by looking outside, which is the real VFR way of flying. The only thing which is less than that is that reckoning. Oh, I think I can see something on the left. Maybe Spears in there, not sure. Well, the road below us, you see there's a road here. And roads usually are good ways of finding yourself, especially now that we already know that Lake Crescent is there and we are flying towards it. maintaining altitude 1000. Put a bit more power here. So yeah, this must be the road. This road takes to where, whatever, I don't know, Palatka maybe. So this is the road. So Pearson must be to the right side of the road. Let's keep following this road and see where it goes. Where is the road? I just lost the road. Well, there's a road here. Not this road, maybe it's another road. That was just to the side of the airplane. Yeah, I just lost the road completely. Of course, there are secondary roads that doesn't show in the chart. But Lake Crescent is for sure there, and Lake Distance should be somewhere on our right side. But I really cannot see it. From up here, everything looks the same. And this is how you get lost. So that's why sometimes you use VOR as references. You know, see, we're turning now to Lake George. We turn back to Lake Crescent. And something good that we can do here with the Xplane, which is different from Flight Simulator. First, of course, the scenario is much more updated. There's no add-on here. We can put some add-ons, but I didn't, because Xplane is not going to be my primary simulators anyway. And even if it was not forever, because I'm expecting to use Flight Simulator 2020 soon. So I don't want to get too much in trouble with this sim here. It's just more like to see how it works and, you know, get used to it. And when it's fun to fly, I fly. There is something good about it, and I have to recognize, is this physics thing. First times I played it, I didn't really thought was that amazing, but now I have to recognize that I'm pretty surprised by the way it works, especially with crosswinds and all that stuff. Hopefully we're going to show you some crosswind landings today when we go back to the land. Yeah, man, no sign of Lake Distance. It's weird. Is it possible that they even put it there? And in Flight Simulator, you can, you know, just with 2 or 3 controls, you can see from like a satellite view, and it's easy to spot whatever you couldn't spot from this kind of perspective. But I don't know how to do it here, so I'll keep just looking from inside, like we were in a normal, in a real airplane. So that's just pretty much as real as it gets, right? We have some airports here. Some fews actually. It's not really airport. Flagler is to our right. Elizabeth Home Airport, I think is that one. It's showing now on our right in GPS. I know Flagler is to the right here, but I have to check the chart, but I believe it's there. And right in front of us, we can see this island in the middle of Lake Crescent. And I remember there was a kind of runway in this island. I don't think it's gonna be there. I mean, maybe it's worth looking. We can do like a turn over the island just to check it out, because for example in the Flight Simulator X this island doesn't even exist, so here it's more accurate, definitely. And as you can see here in the chart, the island is showing, but there's nothing there. But if you go there in the real life, and if you go there in Google, you're gonna see that there's actually a few there. There is the Skinners. I don't remember of seeing Skinners, to be honest, in the real life. And Flagler is to our right. We can go to Flagler and maybe land there just to see. The 8 is 128.325. It's a control airport, Flagler. Yeah, the aircraft wants to go to Flagler by itself. So the island is coming, and we will be able to look for Skinners also, which should show up in our left side. If it shows up I think it's a good idea to maybe go there and do a soft field landing just to see how it is. I never did a soft field here in Xplane, so it's gonna be an interesting opportunity of practicing that. I didn't mess with the autopilot too, but there is an autopilot in this airplane. I don't know how to use it. Let's see if we can figure it out. So out here, no, nothing happened. Transponder is on standby. No, it's on now. It's getting better. Shouldn't deploy this transponder in standby, definitely, right? Here, let's see what does that. It's completely off. I don't know if there's an on button. These are means that I think means that it's transmitting and receiving. Whatever. So here is the south shore of Crescent Lake. And it's pretty decent, you know, the water staying the way it's done. It's not the end of the world. Some kind of swamp here, apparently. The island, as I said, let's see if there's a few there. I don't think there is, but we can look. I've been in the Skinners in the flight simulator, and it's not. It's pretty generic. Yeah, let's see. We are wondering with the altitude, okay? I'm not really paying attention to that. Oh, here we have Skinners. Yeah, Skinners right there. So we can try to land Skinners. The wind in DeLand was northerly wind. So here it's pretty much a crosswind. So it's no big deal. In real life, another thing that you would do, you would look for kind of smoke or even the water, and that would give you a better picture of the wind on the surface. But here, of course, we don't have any smoke outside to check for that. But it's good enough. We can try to land Skinners. We can do maybe a left. I don't know if it's left or right pattern. We can check this in the chart. The chart says nothing, right? Yeah. So runway 2034. No, forget about it. This means something else. This means that the biggest runway there at the airport is at 2,000 feet. So sorry, 20 feet of height. Of field elevation, and the runway is 3,400 feet, which is around 1,000 meters of length. So we can perfectly land there, of course, with our Cessna. And yeah, here's the island, and there is no sign of the field I told you guys about. No problem. So let's go to Skinner's and do a soft field landing there. Let's see if I still remember how to do a proper one. Skinner is a private airport, so it's not like I want to go to Skinner's and go there and you land. No, it's not this way that works in the real life. But here in the simulator, it's going to be the end of the world. So here it actually doesn't matter if I land from the lake or from the shore, because the wind is pretty much on crosswind. So we can do perfectly the left downwind here. Of course, we are much higher than that now. We're maintaining 3,600 descending. I'm just gonna put my power full back to idle. And my idea was actually to cross Skinner's above and join the left downwind for runway apparently what is running 27. There is something there, like a helicopter pad. I have no idea. I have no idea. Let's see. You have to do a lot of pressure, forward pressure, to keep the nose down, because we are maintaining it now around 100 knots, and this airplane just want to fly. Doesn't want to go down. The sky is pretty much the ground of the airplane. It's where it was meant to be, so it feels very comfortable flying. Passing out 2000, descending. It's too high. Oh, there's a kind of house there. Cool. So let's visit whoever is there. So we're trying to do some kind of pattern here. Something that I don't like about Xplane2 is this, it's take too long to move the camera. That's good. So maintaining 090. We're pretty much hitting the 1000 mark. Beat the numbers, beat fast forward. And we start turning to base. It's too high, of course. I'll try to bleed all that energy, a lot of potential energy that we are having. Now we are below 80. We can put some notch flaps to help slow us down. And I want to use, now we're pretty much getting on the glide. I want to use just 20 degrees of flap to our soft fuel landing. Now we're pretty much joining final. The wind pretty much coming to the north. Let's see, we don't have a windsock or anything like that. Now I'm just gonna get down with this extra drag and keeping the speed at 65 knots. I'm gonna put some power in once we're closer. So we still have a lot of energy. Lots of energy. Okay, I won't have to put any energy on actually. So just to do a proper soft fuel landing. Alright, here we are at Skinner's. Welcome to Skinner's. So as you notice, we kept a bit of power with our nose high to protect the nose gear from any hole or anything like that. And you're gonna see during the takeoff something very interesting that I wanted to show you. So here we are, the windsock's showing pretty much nothing, and we are in Skinner's. Beautiful airport. There's this house, later house, but nothing inside. I'm just gonna leave one knot of flaps for our takeoff, alright? And the windsock here, no windsock involved. So there we go. There we go. So we can do some, I think it's out, shift one, sorry, alt R. Let's see if it works. So we can see some replay here. Let's see if it works. Our landing, just to see how it was. from this. So as you can see, we maintain this nose as high as we can until we touch down. And even after we touch down, we keep the nose high. I hope that's not smoke. And then, only then, we put the nose down. That's good. Alright, so we are back. And let's take off from here. But first, let's figure out where we are. So, for you to understand, we're here in Skinner's, this private field west of Crescent Lake. And from here, we could go to Flagger, of course, but we can go back to DeLand as well. And I'm thinking of taking off, getting to this road and following this road southbound, so we can see Person, which is another place which is very nice to land, and supposedly has more infrastructure than Skinner's. So let's go there. Let's see how it is. So I don't know how long it's going to take for us to take off from this runway, so I'm going to try to use as much of it as I can. And this is a very wide grass field, huh? Not that wide. But this thing is something I really like about Xplane, of not being full flat like in Flight Simulator. Alright. Our fuel is showing pretty low, huh? Yeah, no, I noticed. Showing like 1,000. Like, not 1,000. It's not 1,000 here. It's but much less than thousands. Showing like 20 gallons. We spend around 10 gallons per hour, so we're fine. Okay, so let's take off from Skinner's. So how do we take off in soft field? You're gonna see something here, which is the correct technique. I'm gonna try to do it on a simulator, of course. In the airplane, I know how to do it here. It's gonna be tricky, but we will try to reproduce as well as we can. So the idea, as I said, is to protect your nose gear from the running and reduce the drag as quick as you can. So we will give the power like in a smooth way until we get the right power for takeoff. When we do, I will just get out of the ground and release the pressure, so we stay in the ground effect. All right, ground effect is gonna happen around half of the wingspan. So we're talking here in the Cessna something around 4 to 5 meters off the ground, maybe even less. So we stay closer to the ground as we can. Although here, of course, in the simulator, it's not as easy to know if you are on the ground or not, as in real life. But okay, we can do what we can do, right? And then we will accelerate toward our speed, our VY of 70 knots. When we get there, I will pull up to our speed of 60 knots, which is pretty much our VX. And this will make an effect that it's going to be beautiful to see from outside, which is the aircraft going up quickly after kind of low pass. And well, this is the soft fuel takeoff technique. So I'm gonna pull the yoke back, as you can see here, right? And we're gonna keep it pulled and gonna put the power gradually. So this is the idea. So now my nose is out of the ground. And as soon as I'm off the ground, I release the pressure. I fly very close to the ground to maintain ground effect, and then I pull up to 60 knots. Only 60, not less than 60. 55 is okay. We're not gonna die for the 55, but the idea is 60. And now that I'm off the ground, off the obstacles, all clean, I can put my flaps up and my nose down and keep climbing in a normal way. So this was pretty much a soft view takeoff. And as we said, our idea is to join the road southbound. Let's see if we find the road. It should be somewhere here to our right. Can you see it? I can't. Well, I don't see the road, but I see these power lines, and the power line, oh, the road's here, down here. Can you see it? Good. So let's get to the right side of the road and keep following it southbound. I think it's here, right? Where is this road? I don't see the road anymore. Cool. Oh, it's there. Yeah, see, the roads in Flight Simulator, they are more reliable. They don't just disappear like here. Okay, I'll keep around 1,000, 1,500. I want to go much higher than this game. So let me get back to 1,500 feet and 2,300 RPM and pitch, power, and finally trim. Okay, let's see if it's how well it keeps the 1,500 feet. Right now it's kind of descending a bit. So yeah, there's one road there. I'm not sure if that's the road we're looking for, but it's not really going southbound. Maybe that's the road. Or just a power line. Hard to tell, really hard to tell. Yeah, but that's the only road I can see from here. So the airplane wants to turn there anyways. So let's follow it. There's another one here, you can see, but I don't think this is gonna last. It's gonna stop somewhere there. Yeah. These power lines are more reliable to follow. So the power lines, they should be here, the road, and then there is this railway. We cannot see the railway. We are very close to the MOA. You see, the MOA limit is here. How is the altitude? You see, we dropped to 1,200 something. So let's go back to 1,500. Yeah, there's no road whatsoever. Let's follow the power lines. I'm not gonna even land there in person. I just wanted to see it, to see how accurate it's done, but it's really hard to say. Well, for example, Lake Disney, I didn't see it till now, and we're gonna get back without seeing it. So that's what I mean. Although this scenario is much better in a way, it's not that easy to recognize things. There's a free Florida scenario there in the Steam, but I don't want to get that far. Maybe I will. Let's see. Not now. And DeLand's pretty much in front of us, as you can see. And Pearson's not showing here in a GPS. That's funny. It should. I really think it should. Let's see how the trim is going. This is the electrical trim, and this is the physical trim. So let's do it the whole way. Nah. This is crazy. I don't know what's the problem with it. Anyways. So I think I can see Lake Tears from here. I think, not sure. Not really sure. But that looks a bit like Lake Tears because of the format of it. And Pearson is pretty much a beam across Lake Distant. And well, if there's no Lake Distant, there is no Pearson. So that's the problem. So we are somewhere here. Going this way down. These antennas I didn't see too. You have this antenna here at 1,000 feet. I didn't see it. You should see it. Maybe at night, but during the day I'm not seeing it. Oh, now there's a road here. I found just by chance. Let's keep following. And let's cheat a bit to look from outside to see if we can see the no sign. But I think this is pretty much the road we're looking for. And the real road is not that good. It's just 2 lanes road. It's not that much. And we can see the railway. Good. That's great. From the aircraft we couldn't see much. But now here we're looking from outside. And it looks like there's some wind, some kind of wind. So we keep following this. I believe we're gonna see Pearson at some point. And this road is gonna take us to the lane also. So Lake Guano, Lake George is getting behind us. Lake Crescent's right there. So this is very likely Lake Diaz. So yeah, if this is Lake Diaz already, then Pearson is far from here. We won't see it. And we didn't see it. We overflew it without seeing it. Or we never overflew it. I don't know. It's not showing GPS, so maybe it's not even there on the database of the Xplane. I don't know why. Because Pearson is much more important airport than airfield than Skinner's. Well, what to do? Let's get back here. So we're going down to DeLand. And as we are approaching DeLand, now we are about, let me see, from here to here is 10 miles. So we are about the same distance. We are 10 miles north of DeLand. North to northwest, to be honest. So you can see DeLand already. It's here. So at this point, we will do this to get the weather from
DeLand
DeLand.
Muni weather. Wind 030 at 12, visibility
Wow.
more than 10. Sky conditions 25,000 few, temperature 21, dew point 9. Altimeter 3014.
3014. Adjusted. So we go back to DeLand. And DeLand traffic, Skyhawk 172 Sierra Papa, containing 2,010 miles northwest of DeLand, inbound for landing. Request traffic advisory. We do this because if there is someone there flying the pattern, remember DeLand is a non-control tower. Some people will just say, okay, we are running this or that runway and things like that. But of course, there's no one here. It's just a simulator, and I just did it to show you how it's done. So we have wind 030 with 12 knots. This is definitely runway 5. And it's pretty much we're going now to enter 45 downwind for runway 05. So I'm just positioning myself here to do this. Let's see if the lake's still there. Yeah, no, I don't know what lake this is. Maybe Bueno, I don't know. I have no idea. We have to come here another day just to check the lakes because it's amazing, man. All the lakes are missing. Not all, but some important ones. And even Pearson was missing, so. But overall, you know, I like the light, specifically the light, the atmosphere. It's pretty realistic. In the flight simulator, you see too far, and this is not really normal. And here in Xplane, it's better done. I have to give that credit to Xplane for that. So now we're gonna start descending to 1,000 feet, which is the traffic pattern altitude to DeLand, and we will announce to whoever is there that we are gonna be joining the left downwind runway 05. So how to know how far we are from there? Alright, so here is 5 miles, from this to this is 5 miles, so here from here is pretty much the same. So now I would say we are more like 4 miles, and I will announce it. DeLand traffic, Skyhawk 172 Sierra Papa, 4 miles northwest of DeLand, 1,600 descending to 1,000. We will join the left 45 left downwind for runway 05 DeLand traffic. So good, descending civilizedly in a civilized way at 500 feet per minute. And you can see here is runway 12. This is not very accurate. There's a lot of trees close to runway 12 threshold, but like I said, the beauties are very well done. There's a lot of beauties that I didn't even remember we had all those beauties in DeLand, to be honest. So yeah, you have to give some credit for that. Well, I'll tell you what, I've been to Daytona earlier today, and yeah, didn't convince me at all. But I like DeLand. DeLand here is much better done than in the FSX. So the Xplane has that, and plus the handling characteristics of the airplane, the way the wind goes with it, it's really nice. So okay, we're gonna enter now 45 to join the left downwind runway 05, maintaining 1,000 feet. And lane traffic, Skyhawk 172 Sierra Papa, left downwind runway 05. AB number is actually a bit more than that. So now power back to 1500, pitch for 80, and flaps 1. And now we pitch down to keep 80 knots. Now 45 degrees, pretty much there too. So we turn left to the base. DeLand traffic, Skyhawk 172 Sierra Papa. Turning left, base, runway 05 DeLand traffic. And another notch off lap. I'll put some power in so we don't stay too low. And I turn too much toward the runway. This is more like a joint fire. Okay. So DeLand traffic, Skyhawk 172 Sierra Papa. We are on final runway 05. Full stop. So I'm maintaining 65 knots. I'll try it full flaps again. Because now we are coming too high. So I want to lose this altitude, and the extra flaps are actually going to help me because of the drag. And now it's slowly coming, okay, 2 and 2, this is where we wanted. And now we put some power in to keep that speed and that glide path. And you can see that we have to swing from the left. We're trying to compensate for it. Yeah, it's weird, but worked. I don't remember which one is this, but I think it's Charlie. Okay, passing the line. DeLand traffic, Skyhawk 172 Sierra Papa. Vacating runway 05 on Charlie. And we're gonna stop pretty much where we came out of. I think that's not easy to taxi this as much as it was with the flight simulator. This is weird. Let's try to do it. Alright. Pretty much where we want it to be. And now we can see some replay of the landing, right? I want to understand what happened there. So let's go and see it. Whoops, it's good. Alright, so we're back from the tower. This is the view. Let's see. That was pretty decent on the glide. As you can see, the wind was really working. It really had an influence on the way the aircraft was coming, with the nose a bit to the left. And in the end, I tried to do a side slip to get rid of it. and that gave me an extra drag, and we touched the little flag. Yeah, it was not beautiful landing, but it worked. I wanted to bleed a bit more energy before we touched down, but it didn't happen. We will do eventually another video just with pattern traffics and traffic patterns and the winds, different winds, and how we deal with them, and even in different aircraft eventually. All right, so I'm gonna put back here. No, that is too far. Here is good, and we are changing the view for my favorite one, which is this one from the threshold. Imagine yourself being there, watching your own landing. I never had the luck to be filmed, as far as I know, landing, and I wanted to see it, of course. To be honest, I had once in Florianopolis with a Boeing 737, but from the left, not from this angle here. It's just amazing. So let's see how it's gonna be. Just gonna reflect camera now, and the nose is pointing to the left because of the wind, and this is really well done by the Xplane. Yeah, I definitely touched the flag. I should have kept a bit more of nose up, but we will learn with experience, right? Every simulator is a beast, a different beast, and you have to learn from the experience with each one of them. So back here where we were, and we can prepare everything to come off. I'll just put my landing lights off. A beacon, I can leave it. I'll put my nav lights off and avionics off, so we protect them once again. And how do you turn an airplane off? It's not with the keys, it's with a mixture here that controls the amount of fuel that's going into the engine. So just pull all the mix off, quits the engine, we take our key off, and finally the master switch with the battery and alternator off. And we can rest assured that our aircraft is going nowhere from now on. And remember, taking the keys off the contact to avoid any hot magnetos surprises. And that's it. Thank you very much for joining us today. We're gonna have other videos about it, especially because of this nice feature of the Xplane of simulating the wind so much better than the flight simulator. We can even compare both in the future. And I hope you liked it. This was the flight from DeLand Municipal Airport to Skinner's in Lake Crescent and back to DeLand in Florida with the Cessna 172 on the Xplane11. Thank you very much for being here with us, and if you want to subscribe, and below I'll leave the link to Captain Toledo's channel, which is a friend of mine who also flew there in Florida, and his channel is very nice. He teaches a lot of nice stuff about the Xplane and about the right way of flying too. Actually, he does it much better than me, and I really suggest you to go after his channel. Okay, see you later. Thank you very much. Bye bye.